Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIOKNUCKLES and I'm back again. This time we're looking at a different series, I guess. Well, I guess it's probably like maybe a one-off. There might be a few more of these coming. Most probably will. But we're going to be looking at the badass himself. We're going to be looking at the appeal of Madara Uchiha. Yes, Madara Uchiha. Now, I had to think about this a lot. I had three people, and the reason I will explain another series why one of those, well, because there's a vast majority of evil characters, well, there's a vast majority of villains in that series of why I can't actually pick my top ones. But the three people that really stuck out to me the most and why I wanted to pick, like, who my favourite shonen villain is and why, well, you guys can tell by the title of this video, Madara Uchiha is my favourite shonen villain. The other two contenders were Frieza from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and Aizen from Bleach. Now, it was really hard because I do love all three characters, and the reason I haven't dropped any One Piece characters in is because there's definitely a vast amount of characters in that you can really say, okay, yeah, that character's awesome, like Crocodile, Eneru, Lucci, Doflamingo, Kaido, Katakuri. Katakuri is probably my favourite One Piece villain right now. Like, not all-time favourite, but currently of, you know, post-time skip, I would say, you know, Katakuri is the favourite. But I guess we'll probably have to wait till, you know, end of One Piece before I can actually decide that. Obviously, I can't forget Blackbeard either, or Akainu. But like I said, we're just going to have to, you know, wait and see how that goes. So, unfortunately, I had to wind it down to three other characters. Madara ultimately came out on the top because I think this guy is just a badass. I mean, we've been hearing of him all the way back, you know, to part 1 Naruto, not even Shippuden. Like, we saw the big, you know, statues where we had Hashirama and we had Madara, like, just looking at each other. And, you know, Madara is the person that came up with the actual name for the Leaf Village. Like, he was the guy, you know, he co-created it with Hashirama. Fortunately, you know, he got out, well, he didn't really get outcasted, but, you know, he sort of didn't really feel, you know, any sort of value to, you know, the Hidden Leaf because it was always Hashirama. Hashirama was the guy who became first Hokage, and yet Hashirama said that Madara should have been the Hokage. But I think that where they'd been talking, you know, back when they were kids, you know, they had their own dreams of what they wanted to do, and, you know, they wanted to combine them, create their own village, and, you know, ultimately, you know, stopping all this, you know, war going on. But you guys know, before the Leaf Village was created, Madara had all these fights going on with Hashirama due to the Uchiha and the Senju just clashing a lot. And ultimately, in the end, Hashirama proved to be the stronger one of the two. But I think the reason that people love Madara, including myself, is the fact that that first time that he got introduced into the manga and then he got introduced into the anime, he basically fodderized the entire Shinobi Alliance. And that's definitely probably the biggest scene that probably stands out. And you had people like Naruto there. Okay, yes, okay, Naruto was a bit fatigued at the time, but still managed to conjure up a lot of chakra due to Kurama. You had Tamari, you had Oniki, so you also had Gaara as well. But even then, all of those people, and including like the vast amount of people from the different villages, so the actual Shinobi Alliance itself, Madara still proved to be too much. The guy literally whipped out his Susanoo and clapped a lot of people, and then also he used a couple of meteors to, you know, bring down to, you know, completely, you know, slap the Shinobi Alliance. Of course, Oniki and Gaara tried to do stuff, but, you know, he brought one down, and the quote that I like to use the most is like, okay, so yeah, you managed to stop the first one, but what about the second one? Yeah, there was no chance. Madara literally stamped his own authority down against the Shinobi Alliance, and my God, what an epic entrance that actually was to the series for Madara himself. So yeah, if you didn't love Madara already by then there was so many more moments after that you just love about him. The fact that when he actually managed to use, well, Zetsu obviously helped him, but when Zetsu managed to get a hold of Obito and they managed to use Rene Rebirth and bring Madara back, the dude was blind and he was still taking on the likes of Sasuke and Naruto. Ultimately ended up killing the both of them. Well, obviously the way that Naruto died was pulling Kurama out of him and pulling him into the ghetto statue and stabbing Sasuke. But then also the fact of stealing Hashirama Senju's cells. So yeah, the guy is a complete badass and he was blind. And then he still was managing to clap people left, right and centre. So that is one good thing that definitely sticks out to me, even if that doesn't stick out to you. Another thing that should stick out to you is when he actually gains his Sage of Six Paths. The dude was taking hits from Night Guy. Even mentions that Might Guy almost killed him. And the guy still regenerates. Still clapping people. How can you not love Madara? That is like three perfect examples. I'm trying to think if there's any more because there was lots to go on. Well, I guess, okay, yeah, there was pretty much the funny moment where Hashirama, well, the four Hokages turned up with Sasuke, Orochimaru and that, and Madara got excited. I think he's like rock hard at that point. He was like, Hashirama's here, and he's like, Hashirama, I've been waiting for you to show up, and then you got Hashirama's just like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna deal with you in a minute, you can wait, and then, you know, Madara's face just goes, Anyway, Madara is definitely one of those beastly people, especially with any type of universe. I'm not saying he's gonna go into any type of universe like Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece, My Hero Academia, like anything like that. He's not gonna go in there. When I mean that he's a badass, I mean he's a badass, you know, contending for the top spot. And, you know, as I said, there is the likes of Frieza and Aizen. A lot of people tend to put like Madara and Aizen at the top. And the thing is, you can't really rule Frieza and Aizen out, because at the end of the day, what Aizen did against the captains, he slapped them. That was him fodderizing the captains right there and then. Like, the dude was just so smart on what he wanted to do. And then you look at Frieza, who's just clapping people left, right, and center on Namek, even clapping Goku for the most part of their fight on Namek. And even when he came back during like the film of Resurrection of F, yeah, even in his golden Frieza form, like if he would have trained a lot more rather than rushing, he probably would have clapped Goku and Vegeta. Like, seriously, I'm actually saying that. He probably would have clapped them. But ultimately, he didn't. You know what Frieza is like. He made that same mistake that he did on Namek. But I think it was ultimately their goals is what sticks out to people as well, apart from their strength. And that's one thing you can definitely put within, like, Madara, is, like, the fact that he had, you know, the strength. Not just that, but the fact the dude had been dead for so many years. The dude had literally been dead. And Hashirama as well. But when they came back, they're still classed as ultimately two of, well, at that point, they're probably the two strongest ninja on the battlefield. So you can guess about what they must have done way before they died, and the fact that obviously Madara took Hashirama Senju's cells, and to use Sage Mode, oh my god. I think it was more the fact of the way that Madara wanted the world to be, in the terms of, you know, he was going to put everyone in the Infinite Tsukuyomi. He actually technically did that when you actually, you know, used the Infinite Tsukuyomi, apart from the fact he couldn't capture Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi, or Sakura, and obviously like the Edo Tensei, like Hokage, because obviously they were reanimated, so it wouldn't really affect them, but it still managed to affect everyone else. And like, you know, the whole point of his dream was the fact that, you know, he was going to be, you know, in control, and that there would be no more deaths. I guess you got to kind of see his perspective from it, but then at the end of the day, you got to kind of disagree with him, because it's not really right for someone to control people. But at the end of the day, Madara obviously saw it in a different way. But then before, as much as it pains me to say this, guys, just before I, you know, I'm gonna warn everyone here, if you did like the Kaguya stuff, that's fair enough. I thought it was a great twist, but I just didn't like the way that it was executed personally. I think the fact that when you build up such a badass like Madara, like right on early from the series, you're building him up, you're talking about him like, yeah, this was what this guy did, you know, this guy was that strong, and you introduce him, he fodderizes the Shinobi Alliance and does all that other stuff that I mentioned, only to literally get, you know, well, not really killed, you know, he was attacked by Black Zetsu, but only to be like taken out, yeah, by Black Zetsu, who's like literally the worst character of the Akatsuki, the weakest character of the Akatsuki. You look at Swag Kage's video, and not even just that, but yeah, Zetsu, no, like, I don't know what Kishimoto was smoking at that point, I don't know why, but what was the point in giving Madara Sage of Six Path powers, giving Naruto and Sasuke Sage of Six Path powers, only to be slapped by Zetsu, and then Kaguya comes out and she's like using, if I remember rightly, yeah, Madara's body transformed into Kaguya's body. So I think if you would have brought Kaguya in after maybe Naruto or Sasuke, could have triggered something, like they could have fought him, beat him senseless, like near death, probably even tried to have killed him at that point, and then like on the last inches of life, like then Zetsu comes in and, you know, brings out Kaguya or something. I don't know, Kishimoto had a weird way of working that one. I didn't really like the way it was executed, and yeah, to be honest, like, yeah, that kind of put a bit of a downfall for me on I still love Naruto, it's one of my favourite series, like I talk about it a lot. But one other thing I nearly actually forgot to bring up about Madara here was the fact that, you know, who fodderized the 5 Kage. So people like Tsunade, Aiderai Kage, Gaara, Onoki and Mai all get slapped by Madara, and yet people still decide to say that the Akatsuki can beat Madara. Maybe that's not a good idea to bring that up in this video, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. I just don't know how the Akatsuki are going to beat Madara. I think people are absolutely trolling when they say that. Well, I hope to God they're trolling. I really hope they don't think the Akatsuki can beat Madara. But no, I think what also is the fact that appeals to Madara is the fact that the dude was dead and managed to literally have Obito as a pawn, the Akatsuki, and yet this was all built originally from Madara. How can you not love this guy? How can you not say this guy wasn't smart? How can you not say that this guy is literally just he stole the show right at the end during the 4th Shinobi War? He was literally the reason that this 4th Shinobi War had started. Sakura, I believe it was Sakura, even stated that he was the reason. It was either her or Naruto. It was one of the two. Because I remember Sasuke or Kakashi saying it, but it was one of those two that said, if it wasn't for you, then this probably wouldn't be happening right now. You know, there wouldn't be a lot of casualties and a lot of deaths. I think it was Naruto, because why would Sakura say that? But I don't know. At the end of the day, some dude who's been dead for ages managed to cause the 4th Shinobi War, and still manages to come in and is just like slapping the Uchiha cock left, right, and center, fodderizing sacrificing so many people in his path. So yeah, Madara, you are without a doubt one of the best shonen villains ever created. Personally, my favourite. Sorry Aizen, sorry Frieza, but I'm gonna have to go with Madara on this one. But that is obviously not to doubt Aizen's power and ultimately what he did as well, because he's also a very smart character, and Frieza. But I think, yeah, Madara just takes it for me. Yeah guys, I think that about wraps up the appeal of Madara Uchiha. So guys, with that being said, if you liked anything that I had to say and you enjoyed the appeal of Madara Uchiha, give this video a big fat thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. Let me know down in the comments below why you love Madara Uchiha. What sticks out about him to you? What do you love about him? Some favourite moments of Madara. That would be absolutely cool to read your comments on that. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I have a Magic of series and I've literally just, before this video, done a Sanji video, and I also have Zoro, Luffy and Naruto currently. I'm still going to be carrying on, mainly focusing on One Piece characters. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss any of these videos that are coming out, because I've got so many awesome videos planned for 2019. And yeah, literally, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I will see you guys for the next video. Until then, see ya.